Scott has donated $281 million to the club. The club's national headquarters in Atlanta will get $25 million, with the rest going to the club's 62 branches. The ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has donated $9 billion of her $42 billion fortune. We've got your drive coming up, but first, let's take a look at sports with Wayne.
Spring training games begin for the Dodgers today. They face the Milwaukee Brewers at 1:05, live from Camelback Ranch on AM 570 LA Sports. Brought to you by Navien Tankless Water Heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com. The Angels take on the Oakland A's at the same time. In hockey, the Kings shut out the San Jose Sharks 3-0. The Ducks get the Florida Panthers at 7. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
If your business has 5 or more employees and happen to survive COVID, well, you're eligible to receive a payroll tax rebate of $26,000 per employee. Bet you didn't know that program existed. It's not a loan. It comes to you. Now, the challenge is getting your hands on it. It's a complicated federal bureaucracy. So let me suggest contacting the folks at getrefunds.com. They cut through the red tape, get you the money. They're experts in dealing with this payroll tax refund program, and they do all the work. You don't pay anything up front, and they share a percentage of the cash they get for you. It's a contingency arrangement. And businesses of all types can qualify. Businesses that took PPP or nonprofits, even those that had increases in sales. And they got my business a 6-figure refund. The average client in this program, $250,000. Go to getrefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button, answer a few questions. They do the rest. Getrefunds.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny except for partly cloudy near the coast today. Highs will be 70 at the beaches, mid-70s for Orange County and Metro LA, right around 80 for the valleys in the IE, with a chance of showers Saturday night into Sunday. Let's get a look at that drive on the 605.
Good morning. Well, it's in pretty good shape, really. It's southbound 605 coming away from Oradell and 210, all that. It's a little slow south of Washington. There was an earlier problem at Slauson. It's all gone. So a fairly good drive right now. Also, the westbound 60 now. The big westbound drive is coming through San Gabriel Valley. 60 from the 57 to the 605. That's okay. The west 10 a little slow approaching the 605. But now we are over quite a problem. First, west 210, a little bit past the 605, there's a right shoulder problem. But at the Santa Anita off-ramp, the Santa Anita off-ramp is completely blocked. Looks like there's a bad crash down there. A lot of flashing lights, fire department's there. The West 210 itself is going to be real slow now, approaching Santa Anita. If you need this ramp, continue over towards Rosemead and any of those, that'll help you out. And once you get west of here, the drive into Pasadena is a pretty good one. I'll follow up on this for you. More coming up. Jeff Barr, KFI in the sky.
Save on your go-to ingredients at Whole Foods Market. Get animal welfare certified 80% lean ground beef for $4.49 a pound through March 22nd, plus an extra 10% off for Prime members while supplies last. See more on the Whole Foods Market app.
This is Nick Alexander from Alexander Mini. Only Nick stocks the unmatched selection of every Mini model, all at wholesale district prices on every lease and finance offer through Mini FS. Call 800-800-NICK or alexandermini.com. And remember, Nick can't say no. Hey all, it's Dean Sharp. There is nothing worse than getting ready to relax in a hot shower and then stepping into an ice cold one. If that's you, you need to call Water Heaters Only. Water Heaters Only has been replacing water heaters since 1968 and doing it with same-day service, the best products, the lowest prices around, and for a limited time, 0% deferred interest financing. So call the company that does Water Heaters Only. Visit waterheatersonly.com. Get a new water heater with 0 interest. Terms and conditions apply. That's waterheatersonly.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-506-9295. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-506-9295. That's 800-506-9295. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Joining us today, Scott Painter, CEO and co-founder of Autonomy. It's a new company. It's right here in LA that offers car subscriptions.
The whole idea behind a subscription was being able to simplify the transaction and make it easier for the customer. There is no better way to get into a Tesla Model 3 than the Autonomy subscription.
Buying a car also seems so cumbersome. This seems to be a super easy way to get you into this Tesla Model 3.
You're doing the entire thing on your phone. You're not buying a car. You are saying, I want to use the car. We own the car. We manage all the tax, the title, the registration. All the maintenance is covered. So this is a very real way to get access to flexible mobility without having to go through the headache of ownership and buying the car and the negotiation that often goes along with it.
You mentioned that this whole process can just be literally minutes of you on your phone. What are the steps and how is it so quick?
You simply go to autonomy.com, install the app. You simply give us your driver's license and that digital form of payment, and you get either the car delivered to you or you go and pick it up. That's it.
Wow, I'm excited about it.
This is Jacob Amrani. If you've been in an accident, call 844-24-JACOB.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFI.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
More stimulating talk.
You can drive all night looking for the answers in the
And this is KFI Handle here. Morning crew. We continue with Handle on the news on a Friday morning, March 18th. Gary, Jennifer Jones, Lee, I was thinking about Gary and Shannon for a moment. Wayne and me.
I think I'm just more upset you almost called me Gary, but okay.
No. That would have even been better, actually.
All right. We've talked a lot about this case, and it's a horrible case. It was a mom who was convicted of causing the death of her unborn child because of her drug use. Well, now that conviction for fetal death, as they're calling it, has been overturned. And this is a case that came on a lot. Was she responsible for the death of the baby because of her drug use?
Oh, 100%.
Right.
I mean, there's no issue about that, but it's difficult to convict mothers of these kinds of crimes. It's just not that easy. Juries will do it now, but here is what the judge said. Murdering a fetus is not murdering a person.
Yeah, she said there's no crime.
There is no person there to murder. Now, however, I think there's a criminal charge. Let's say you shoot a pregnant mother who is carrying a baby third trimester. Criminal liability just for that.
Well, look at Scott Peterson murdering his wife and unborn child.
Right.
Got nailed for both.
But that's a third party doing the murdering. That's not a mother taking drugs.
Right.
And so it's a technical issue unless they change the law. But then Roe v. Wade is going to kick in too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so it's pretty complicated stuff. And it's going to have to take a piece of legislation, and it's going to have to take the courts overturning, which gets, a woman can abort her baby, but can't take drugs killing her baby or causing even damage to her baby. That's a tough law to overturn and to deal with, the contradiction there.
Well, that's at the heart of this case, because what happened is they charged her with murder, then they made a deal, plead to manslaughter. The reason the judge threw it out is there is no such crime in California, so that makes it all illegal. So what's back on the table is murder. But the Attorney General is saying what you said. The murder of a fetus law is intended for third parties that do something to a pregnant woman, not for the pregnant woman herself. This will probably have to go up through the courts, and we'll get a California Supreme Court ruling on that, and then see if the legislature wants to pass a new law to address this very situation.
And I'm willing the judge is going to throw it out on a motion right there in the lower court. And then the prosecutors appeal that. This is a handle on the law case I'm going to talk about on Saturday for sure.
There is a zoo in Salt Lake City, the Hogle Zoo, and at the Hogle Zoo there was a peacock that got to walk around wherever they dang well pleased, but not anymore because the peacock attacked a bunch of kids.
Peacocks are mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so, of course, the zoo is being sued because, hey, this peacock that you let roam around attacked our kids, and further to more, and Bill, does this strengthen their case? Before the peacock attacked our kids, you knew the peacock had attacked other kids previously.
Oh, absolutely.
And you still let him wander around.
I think that there's tons and tons of liability there. And, it's due to the claims P-foul, what they call it, P-foul, is no longer...
No free-roaming peafowl.
When I was a kid, when our house was being built, we lived on this, shack of a place that was in the middle of a cow field and a peacock field. And I would try and cross from my house to my grandparents' house. I got nailed by a peacock at least twice, so I literally could not go from my house to my grandma's house across the street without peacock protection, a.k.a. my parents.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They're beautifully mean.
Yeah. You know what they call like a flock of peacocks?
Hell.
It's not. Well, that's a given. But it's one of those like a crush of rhinos. It's an ostentation. Yeah, it is an ostentation of peacocks. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
Oh, my God.
I know. That just says it. Oh, owls are a parliament of owls.
I like that, because owls are majestic.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so, Jen, there's some cities where you don't need so much protection.
No, how about go to Danville? Swanky little place in the Bay Area. Rancho Santa Margarita, Moore Park, Aliso Viejo, Yorba Linda. Those are just the top 5 of the list of California's safest cities, according to this new report for 2022. They analyzed crime statistics and demographics for each city. Following those 5 I gave you, Laguna Niguel, Poway, Mission Viejo, Rancho Palos Verdes, and Thousand Oaks. So look at that. Every one of them is in Southern California. Just one made it in the Bay Area.
Yeah. I have this tremendous desire to do a bad pun now.
Can you tamp down this desire?
Well, no.
Then just get it over with.
Okay.
Rip the Band-Aid off. Do it.
Okay, here we go. Poway has the most gun ranges on one street of any city in California. Okay, let's move on.
Oh, no. Let's go to a break.
Yeah, let's go to a break. Sometimes it flows through me and I can not do anything about it. Jennifer, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. What's going on?
President Biden's calling Russia's leader a murderous dictator. He says Vladimir Putin is a pure thug who is waging an immoral war against the people of Ukraine. An American teacher is one of the latest victims of a war in Ukraine. Relatives of the man from Minnesota say Jim Hall was killed waiting in line to get bread. He was reportedly shot by Russian troops. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are staying with Spotify. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex reportedly thought about moving their podcast over concerns about how the streaming platform was handling COVID misinformation. From the HMS Capitol Weather Center, we've got a mostly sunny day ahead. Little bit cooler, as will just be right at 70 at the beaches to right at 80 inland. This report is brought to you by Caliber Garage Doors. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places. Let's follow up on the 210.
Oh, wow, how bad things change, how quickly things change for the worse here. First, the 210. If you're traveling west towards Pasadena, the Santa Anita off-ramp from the West 210, that is shut down. Now, all lanes of the freeway are open, but it's real slow coming away from the 605. Use Baldwin or Huntington, any of those get you through. And we came back to the 605, a terrible crash happened at Saragossa. Southbound 605, Saragossa, that's before the main Washington ramp, if you will. But as I speak to you, all lanes are shut down. CHP officers are trying to clear this over to the shoulder, but boy, they're having a tough time doing it. The southbound 605 is now jammed coming away from the 60 freeway. Rosemead still in pretty good shape. Northbound, all lanes open, slow going through. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
Make Caliber Garage Doors your #1 choice for new garage doors. Right now, $200 off, as low as $699 installed, including free bottom seals and haul-away. I'm Jared Buckaloo, president of Caliber Garage Doors, and I personally guarantee will be any advertised price. CaliberGarageDoors.com. CaliberGarageDoors.com.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small businesses print big with wide format signs and banners. Right now, get $10 off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer ends 3/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
At Ralph's, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for freshness at every step from farm to store and pick and pack every veggie in your free pickup order with care, because we treat your food the way we want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
And now you'll find more ways to save on your favorites. When you download digital coupons, you can use up to 5 times in one transaction. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas, it's just a belt.
And nothing we can't fix.
It's going. What's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO. Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer, participating centers only. People who know go to AMCO. AA MCO.
5 convenient Superstore locations. New Hondas arriving daily. Now's the time to spring into your favorite car, truck, SUV, or electric vehicle at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore. Start fresh by swapping out your old ride or return your Honda lease at any lease return supercenter. Then upgrade in one of 3 ways. Shop our super selection in-store, reserve your pick from an incoming inventory shipment, or custom order your new Honda from the factory. Whichever you choose, our team makes shopping a super experience. Spring is the season of opportunity, so hurry in while inventory lasts. Visit our super award-winning Norm Reeves Honda Superstore location in Huntington Beach, West Covina, the Irvine Auto Center, and the #1 Honda store in the world in the Cerritos Auto Square. Plus, we're now open in Vista. Shop online at normreeves.com. As for Global Honda New Vehicle Sales 2021.
From Focus Features and writer-director Kenneth Branagh comes Belfast.
My dad wants us to leave Belfast.
What do you want?
I want you and Granny to come too.
Where there is love, there is hope.
This is the time to make a new start.
The New York Times raves Belfast is cinematic and lustrous. And now it's been nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year. No other movie moves us like Belfast. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters now and on demand. Go with your heart.
The dawn of a new thrill has arrived. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Southern California's #1 casino now offers even more for you to discover. With an all-new stunning 17-story hotel topped by the rooftop Y Lounge featuring panoramic views and sweeping vistas, a luxury spa and posh pool oasis, tempting culinary and cocktail experiences, and over 6,500 slots, the most on the West Coast. Awaken your sense of discovery. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel.
There's a lot of COVID info out there, but not all of it's true. So it's important to remember the facts. Do COVID-19 vaccines give people the virus? Nope. It's actually the opposite. Vaccines teach our cells how to fight COVID-19. And just like other vaccines, COVID-19 boosters help keep our immunity strong. Share the facts, not the virus. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Coit's here to take 40% off your next cleaning. Your kitchens and bathrooms' natural stone surfaces are exposed to germs and bacteria. So call Coit. Our certified technicians deep clean marble, granite, and more to remove buildup. Then apply a sealer to protect from bacteria and stains. Give Coit a call today, and be sure to have your natural stone surfaces cleaned every 12 to 24 months for a healthier home. Call 800-4COIT now and take 40% off your next cleaning.
Let's start with sauces. This is really cool. They're not that difficult, and the key ingredient to me is ketchup. It's one of the things that we buy in bulk. It's the base for a lot of different sauces.
The Fork Report with Neil Saavedra.
Tomorrow afternoon at 2.
On KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
AM 640. Bill Handel on a Friday morning, March 18th.
I just got an alert from the Associated Press. Apparently there is a huge patriotic rally happening in Moscow right now. And Russian President Putin has just shown up and is praising his Russian troops' actions in Ukraine.
Of course he is. Now, are there an unbroken line of soldiers right behind those folks that are demonstrating in favor of the Russian move against Ukraine?
You know, I can't wait for the images to come out of this.
Yeah.
Was it staged? Was it? I can't wait to see what this huge patriotic rally is.
You know, Russians have a history of this forced demonstration, and probably the worst is not a demonstration, is when an attack was made against German troops. There was no retreating, and the reason there was no retreating is that there were political commissars, NKVD, people with machine guns. And if a Russian soldier came back, they were mowed down. I mean, Russia is just a really weird country with the control and how far it goes. And, yeah, the rally, you know, he is really scrambling. Could you imagine, under other circumstances, a Russian president forcing a rally? Of course, it was, quote, spontaneous. I mean, he is truly scrambling.
LA DA George Gascon has a hot new video out. It is his tips to avoid auto thieves. Now, he has a long history as a police officer and then as a prosecutor, so he has probably got some very clever tips that would not occur to you, an ordinary person. Here's his 4 big tips. Number 1, lock your car.
Thank you.
Number 2, do not leave a spare key in your car.
Okay, excellent.
Number 3, park in a well-lit area.
Excellent. Never would have thought of that.
Number 4, get an anti-theft device such as the club. Thank you, genius of crime prevention.
When I first read this, I just quickly read this, I thought it said Los Angeles DA Gascon gives tips to criminals on how to steal cars. I swear, I'm not kidding you either. But, you know, because I quickly went over the headline, and that's what I thought it was saying.
All right, Herb Wesson got the okay to temporarily return to the city council. He, of course, will be the temporary replacement for City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas, who was suspended on those federal corruption charges. And so at this point, Herb Wesson will fill his seat, which is, if nothing else, is good for the district, Herb Wesson aside, just to have a representative there.
I have a question, and this was, the lawsuit was brought by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Southern California. Is that primarily an African-American group? And I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know.
And they're backing Mark Ridley Thomas because you just don't go against... now, to be fair, he also ran that group for 10 years. So there's a lot of loyalty there. So I don't know which of it is political, which of it is straight-out loyalty, which of it is racially motivated. And I don't know whether that's even the issue. I would have to question if it is primarily, for example, black pastors who have tremendous power as a political group anyway. So he's come back, or Herb Wesson. Judge said, you're dreaming to the Southern California Leadership Council. It's not going to, or Christian Council. You're not. He's coming back. It was legitimate.
So that Northern California sheriff, who was accused of voter fraud, actually charged with voter fraud because he used an address on his nomination papers that wasn't really where he was living, has resigned. Bye. That's what happens.
What a shocker that is. While he's facing, 20 federal charges?
Well, no, it's currently just a Del Norte County prosecution for perjury, filing false voter registration, and false declaration of candidacy. And all 3 of those are felonies.
Yeah, okay, so it's a county charge.
It's interesting, and he said, no, I didn't, but now he's resigning.
Well, because
he did.
Because he doesn't want to be a distraction to the county, which is always the case.
And to spend more time with his family.
Yes.
Ron Jeremy back in the news. The porn star was accused of sexually assaulting nearly 24 women, and now 6 weeks before the start of his trial on those charges, Ron Jeremy's mental health is being questioned, and they've suspended the case because apparently Ron Jeremy refused to get in a wheelchair, didn't even recognize his attorney, and generally was non-responsive inside his cell in downtown L.A.
How much of that is an act? Because there have been a couple of mafia guys who pulled that off.
Yes, that's true. They did successfully.
And they were fine.
Declared incompetent.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen any of Mr. Ron Jeremy's work, but I would say if this is a convincing act, probably not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, yeah, what a deep dig that the porn star's not the greatest actor in the world.
Yes. And Ron Jeremy was the premier porn star for many, many years. And have you looked at a recent photo of him?
Yes.
He weighs 600 pounds or something now. He's gone south.
I interviewed him like 20 years ago.
Oh, was he smart? Is he a smart guy?
You know what? What's weird is he was a very nice guy. He was I don't know what I expected a porn star to be, but he was very.
Well, why wouldn't he be nice?
He was very chivalrous. He was very.
Well, not to those women at bars. He wasn't.
I was just gonna say, but he was very touchy feely, like hand on your back kind of thing, But it was, I don't know. It was just whatever.
There's an interesting wrinkle here too, Bill. His lawyers are also trying to get his case broken up into 21 separate cases. Because they say if you have a single case where he's being charged 21 counts and you have 21 victims potentially testifying, you can't get a fair trial. So they want 21 separate trials,
that's going to fly, isn't it? Yeah, a judge is going to grant that one, isn't he? Or she? Come on.
I don't think so, but what do you think of the basic premise? If a guy's on trial and there's 21 accusers, that a jury will go, well, he has to be guilty just because of the sheer number of accusers.
Well, how about the argument if someone is religious? You can't put that person on the jury because of the animus towards pornography. Or there's so much publicity that there's no such thing as a fair trial, therefore it should be dismissed. I think that was one of the arguments that was brought up in the OJ trial. That it is certainly trying to change venue and saying I can't get a fair trial here. I have to move it to another jurisdiction. And the judge said no. Too bad, because the publicity is just as big in Reno, Nevada, as it is here. So you can't. Coming up. That phone call between Biden and Xi is going on right now. I'll dive into that one for a bit. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
First, the facts, then what it all means. The 24-hour KFI newsroom is on it.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
New targets. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Russian forces have targeted the Ukrainian city of Lviv for the first time. Local officials say missiles hit a repair building near an airport. One person was hurt. ABC's Martha Raddatz says the attack was about 4 miles from the center of Lviv.
Air raid sirens were sounding. We could see the smoke rising from the city center, from our location, over the horizon, right near the airport.
In a city northeast of Kharkiv, at least 21 people were killed when Russian artillery destroyed a school and a community center yesterday. Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has posted a video on Twitter aimed at the people of Russia. Schwarzenegger says he did it to tell the truth about the war in Ukraine. He also speaks to Russian soldiers.
Your lives, your limbs, your futures have been sacrificed for a senseless war condemned by the entire world.
Schwarzenegger says his love of Russia and its people began as a 14-year-old boy. The 9-minute video was posted yesterday and has more than 6 million views. The LA County Fire Department is sending some surplus gear to firefighters in Ukraine.
Chief Darrell Osby says a nonprofit requested the equipment on behalf of Ukrainians.
We know how dangerous it is to fight fires with full gear. We've never experienced fighting it in a war, but whatever we can do to assist them, to enable them to protect the lives and property of their fellow citizens, we're on board.
Osby says they're sending 100 turnout coats, 100 pairs of boots, 50 pairs of gloves, and 50 body armor vests. Osby says they're also sending medical supplies for use with trauma patients. The LA City Fire Department's also sending some gear. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
A new lawsuit claims board members of Guess Clothing did nothing about sexual misconduct allegations against the co-founder of the company based in LA. Lawyer Lisa Bloom says at least 14 women in the last 40 years have made claims against Paul Marciano.
I do not know of another company today that has anywhere near this number of allegations of serious sexual harassment and sexual assault cases against a prominent executive and yet continues to employ him.
3 former Guess models also spoke yesterday about their lawsuits against the co-founder. A shuttle driver for the TV show Grey's Anatomy has sued the city of LA and members of the LAPD for racial profiling. Ernest Simon Jr. claims in his lawsuit he was held at gunpoint for no good reason during a traffic stop last year. He says the cops mistakenly linked his plates to a stolen BMW. A guaranteed income program is set to be tested out in El Monte. KFI's Blake Trolley says it's due to start in May.
125 people will be given $500 a month for a year. The program will open to single women with children whose income is at or below the poverty line. The city plans to extend the program to all single parents in need. The city says it hopes this will improve people's health, kids' schooling outcomes, and their overall well-being.
The program's being paid for with federal money. And the 12 finalists being considered for induction into the World Video Game Hall of Fame have been announced. They include Assassin's Creed, Candy Crush Saga, Dance Dance Revolution, Legend of Zelda, Ms. Pac-Man. An international committee says the public will vote on the winners. They will be inducted May 5th. We'll get a look at your drive coming up on the 6:05, but first it's Sports with Wayne.
The NCAA tournament first round went well for the UCLA Bruins against the Akron Zips.
Skips it out to Ali. He'll shoot the 3 from the right wing. It's off the rim, no good. And the Bruins survive. UCLA is on to the second round. UCLA 57, Akron 53.
And before that game even began, Bruins coach Mick Cronin was given a new 6-year contract. It replaces a 2-year extension that was already paying him $3.7 million a year. USC plays Miami today at noon. And the Lakers are at the Toronto Raptors at 4:30. The Clippers are at the Utah Jazz at 6. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
If you're looking to sell your house, it doesn't matter what the reason is, or maybe you've inherited a home, now what do? Normally, you hire a real estate agent or broker, and then you're told to clean and paint and repair, and prospective buyers are going to go through the house, so it has to be spotless. You can't be there when the buyers go through. You pay 6% for the privilege. Well, how about a way to sell it for a fair price without any of that whatsoever? You can still live like a slob. Nobody walks through your house. DirectBuyers.com will buy your house under those conditions. Also, you get paid in cash within 10 days or less. Direct Buyers, a family-owned company, Matt and Janet, brother and sister. I love the way they do business. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer, even a $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move. And they'll never lowball you. Go to DirectBuyers.com, DirectBuyers.com. Call 844-242-844-242-SELL, DirectBuyers.com.
Checking your KFI financial report right now, the Dow is down 104, S&P is down 2, NASDAQ is up 56, and the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in California is $5.80. It's just up a half a cent from yesterday, and that looks like about the lowest gain that I can remember in the past, 23, 24 days. Your SoCal weather from KFI. It's going to be a mostly sunny day out there. Temperatures will range from right at 70 at the beaches, mid-70s for Metro LA and OC, right at 80 for the valleys in the IE. Then we have some clouds coming in Saturday with a chance of showers Saturday night into Sunday. Let's take a look at that drive on the 605.
Air raids.
Sorry about that, Jeff. Let's get you the right music here, shall we?
There we go. All right, listen up now. If you have to drive the southbound 605 in between the 60 and the I-5, Terrible problem, but a little bit of good news. Now, Saragossa ramp, that's just before the Washington ramp, it's been all lanes shut down for a terrible crash. CHP officers and tow trucks working overtime here, going back and forth trying to clear it. It just reopened. They just reopened all lanes. But with all lanes blocked, the southbound 605 is still stopped at the 60 freeway. Now, if you have no time to fool around using Rosemead, 60 to I-5, that's okay. Workman Mill on the other side. Or if you can get on the South 605 at Washington, you're past all this and on your way. Now, headed back to the 210 at Santa Anita, the off-ramp has been shut down due to a bad crash there. We're almost back there. It was a lot slower than it should have been for this early hour coming away from the 605. And after that, pretty good in the Pasadena. But more on all this coming up, boys. 605 takes some patience, that's for sure. Jeff Bach, Kfi in the sky.
Brought to you by Light Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
Wesley had IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Coming after my house, my car. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
Wesley called Optima Tax Relief.
Oh, they were great people. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. Optima Tax Relief. For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.